guys, it's me again. I hope you're all enjoying your social distancing and stay-at-home orders and things like that. So just kind of bring you up to date on what we're doing at Impossible Pups and what I'm doing at home. There's been a lot of baking in my house. We have made chocolate peanut butter bars, we've made bread, we've made pierogies, which my whole family loves and my friends love, and they're going to be really excited when I open up the freezer after all of this is done. By the way, this is Barkley. We're borrowing him today because he's younger than my guys and can do what we're about to show you, but we'll talk about that in a minute. As far as keeping Anna entertained and educated, her school is really nice that they're giving us a lot to do for schoolwork, but we're also continuing to work on languages and things like that. We have signed up with Duolingo, and there are a lot of languages we're working on, so I hope I'm not overdoing it with her, but we're doing French and Spanish and German and Ukrainian. French and Spanish because that's what she learns at school, and German because her grandfather speaks that, and Hans, and Ukrainian because her other grandfather speaks that. So we're all going to learn a little bit together. And otherwise, it's trying to get her outside and playing. So in a little while, or not in this video, but in a future video, we'll show you some things that you can do with your dog and your child to wear them both out. But today is more about factoring in gym needs. So all the gyms are closed. Those of you who regularly go to the treadmill or the stationary bike or the weight room don't have access to that. But if you have a dog, you have somebody who also needs exercise. So Barkley here is going to help demonstrate that. So the first thing, we're going to show a few things actually. We're going to show the importance of warming up and getting your dog prepared. Barkley in particular, he is I think a 9-month-old Belgian Malinois. So he has a lot of energy. Because of his age, we actually don't want to run him for long distances, so taking him for a 5-mile run like I would normally do, it really is kind of out of the question. So we have to do things that will strengthen him without overdoing it for him. So we're going to do a little warm-up. I'm just going to kind of run or jog, whatever, around this field. Hi. I know, if you don't have access to a field, this is just in front of Libby Mill Library, but if you don't have access to that, or if it's too crowded where you are, you can do all of this in your backyard. We're going to do that. We're going to do a little bit of just stimulation for him and play to keep it fun. We're going to do some sit-ups, some push-ups, but all of this is going to focus on training him and stimulating him mentally, as well as giving you a physical workout. So it should be a fun time. And I don't have a book review yet for you today. I am currently in the middle of reading The Good Neighbor about Fred Rogers, and Mr. Rogers. And I'm about a third of the way through, so I don't want to make any definitive proclamations yet, but I will have that for you probably within the next week. Hi, are you ready? Okay, so starting off, I'm just going to do a quick little warm-up for him. Like I said, I'm just going to run the length of the field, and then we'll come on back and I'll tell you our next step. Hi, are you ready? Off. Barkley, let's go. Now that we've gotten just a little bit warmed up, normally I would do a little bit more, but if you saw back there, it got a little muddy, so my feet are a little wet, and I think he really enjoyed splashing through it. So next we're going to go into some sit-ups. And for the sit-ups, I call them I love you sit-ups. So I'm going to have Barkley just hold a sit-stay at my feet, and when I come up, I'm going to give him a kiss. Or some sort of affection. The idea here is he's working on basic obedience, his sit-stay, and I'm getting my workout in. So come on over here to the mat because I don't want to lie down on the wet grass. Barkley, sit, stay, stay. He's clearly a pup. Sit, take the time to correct him. You want him to work hard too. Stay. Stay. Good boy. Good job. Good. He's really loving this. This is fun for him. No. So now he's getting a little bit too excited, so I'm just going to put him right back. Sit. Stay. Stay. No. Barkley. Stay. It's okay that he's in a down. I don't mind that so much. I just don't want him chewing on my hand and rolling around and getting playful, because this isn't playtime, it is work time for him. Stay. 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 So you saw there actually, you saw there that when I first started, I was giving him lots of affection and telling him good boy, and he got so excited that he couldn't focus anymore. Oh yeah, I'll give you a treat. He couldn't focus anymore. Sit. However, I learned very quickly that it was better to just tell him stay and remind him of what he was supposed to do. And that part of that is he is new to all of this, and longer stays are harder for him. So that little reminder instead of the big praise was better for him. Do what works best for your dog. If your dog has a really solid stay, then you can come up, give kisses, give lots of affection. Maybe a little bit older dog who doesn't have as much energy. If your dog is really excitable like Barkley here is, then just the reminders to stay. You can have some treats on hand to give him a treat when he's held that stay, but I waited until the very end just because of where he is in training. So now I want to keep him moving, so we're going to get that heart rate back up. Hi, I know. And this time I'm going to do what's called the gingerbread man game. So one thing that happens when dogs play is they do what's called, or what I call, the gingerbread man game, meaning run as fast as you can. You'll never catch me. I'm the gingerbread man. So if you watch two dogs play, they'll kind of do this thing where one will chase another dog, and then they'll turn around and chase each other back. This is actually a really great way to practice the come command with your dog and get your dog coming to you and encouraging your dog to come to you. The problem is most people will end up chasing their dogs as their dogs run away. And I say never chase your dog, always encourage your dog to chase you. So at this point, I'm going to get his attention, kind of get him amped up, and I'm just going to run in various directions and encourage him to chase me. This will induce his prey drive. It's his natural drive to chase, catch, kill. We want him to chase me. We want him to catch me. I don't really want him to kill me, but I trust him today. So like I said, we're going to get his attention, really get him amped up. And then the other thing is when we go into our next command, we'll have to bring him back down. So he'll learn how to go from that amped up state to a calmer state fairly quickly. So I'm going to make his lead a little bit longer here, give him some space. Barkley, come. Yeah, come on. What are you doing? Oh, yeah. Oh, good. Yeah, good boy. Oh, tangle. All right. Let's untangle. There you go. Good boy. Yeah. Good boy. Good job. All right, sit. Oh, I know. What are you doing? Sit. Good job. So you can certainly play that for much longer. Again, it's really muddy. There's only so much room I have, but it also helps you to work your body in different methods, in different ways. Instead of that straightforward run where you're only working the quads, you notice that a few side movements. I'm working the sides here. That IT band might run backwards a little bit, just really kind of changing it up for your body. So then we're going to go into push-ups. So for that one, I'm going to put him in a down stay, and I'm going to expect him to hold that while I do push-ups over top of him. This one was really hard for him, so we'll see if he can do it today. Barkley, sit. Down. Barkley, down. Stay. Stay. So if he's not doing great right underneath you, you can put him right next to you too. So come on, Barkley. Come on. very exciting. Barkley has a 5-year-old at home.
I'm a leaner at one.
Stay. Stay. Good, stay. So see, that just had him working on a brief down stay. I'm not that great at push-ups, so I only did 5, but you can do whatever's comfortable for you. Now, let's give your dog a little bit more of a workout off. This is where we're gonna do some puppy push-ups. This is really exciting. So this one, if your dog is new to sits and downs, have some treats on hand. And all we're gonna do is sit, down, sit, down, sit, down. Just get him going over and over. I'd say do 5 to 10 just to really work him. So say, he's already in a sit, down, good boy. Barkley, sit. Come on. He's just gonna follow those treats on up. This is hard for him. Good, sit. Down, good. Sit, good job. Down. Oh, he has to finish eating. Down, good boy. Sit, come on. Come on, Barkley, sit, good job. Good. Down. Sit. Good boy. Down. Barkley. Sit. Good job. Good boy. Free. So that got him thinking a little bit more. He really had to respond to what I was asking of him. He wasn't sure at first. He's like, I'm in a down. I'm just going to hold this. And I made him work a little bit harder to come back up. Now, next, we're going to do some step-ups. I have a lovely little workbench here from, I think it's from Lowe's or Home Depot. Honestly, this is like, 10, 15 years old. Find a height that works for you. This is what I had on hand, and I'm comfortable with this. But you may want just a simple step, or even a simple step in your home is just fine. So starting off, I'm going to have Barkley just hold a sit next to the bench or behind the bench. Stay. And I'm just going to do some leg ups here. I won't lengthen this because I don't want to pull at it. Barkley, sit. I don't want to pull on his collar. You can do this with a weight if you want to, but I'd say starting off, don't. Now what we're going to do is come up, lift a knee. Oh, and you know what? That's actually perfectly fine. He can jump over all he wants. Barkley, come on. I know. That being said, I do actually want him to hold the sit today. So we'll do that again. Knee up. He's like, I want to do it. And then change legs. Knee up. Knee up. He's like, I got it. He knows what's coming next because we were just practicing this with him. Off. Thank you. If you have a weight, Barkley, sit. If you have a weight, what you would do next, as you bring that knee up, bring that weight up. Or you can just do it with empty arms. Good, sit, stay, good job. And then you'll have your dog do the same thing. I would definitely start with a lower height for your dog, particularly if they're not used to jumping. Barkley, of course, recognizes this. Just say, up. Oh, nope, I want him to go all the way up, so I'm not gonna give him that treat yet, just yet. Oops, that didn't work, what'd you do? Let's try it. He's attacked you. Up. There we go, good job. Up. He's like, oh my gosh, it's so confusing. Barkley. Up. Good job. Up. Up. Good. Up. One more time. Up. Oh, you climbed. You got tired. Up. So honestly, that just gets him working his back legs a little bit more. Again, you don't want to go too high, particularly if your dog doesn't have that strength or athleticism or isn't used to that height yet. It can actually hurt them if they're pushing too hard, just like with people. And again, same thing with you. If you're not used to stepping up like that, go ahead and start with a lower step. Even just a simple stool is fine. Or if you don't have anything like that at home, honestly, just leg lifts will be just fine. You can bring your arms up kind of like this and do that as well. Just a nice little modification. What are you doing, bud? So lastly, I want to talk very briefly about recovery. So as you do all of these workouts, and this is just a very simple routine, I'll have some more in the future for you. Hi! Afterwards, you do want to stretch out a little bit. So there are a few stretches that I always do. The first one, simple lunge. When you do that lunge, I always say keep your knee, kind of make sure it doesn't collapse in. You want to keep it out just a little bit, so it's kind of over that pinky toe. But you also don't want to come so forward, or it's in line with that pinky toe. You don't want to come forward where it's further than your ankle. So you're just going to kind of keep it back a little bit from your ankle, and you're going to stretch out this back calf and hamstring. And then I'll actually go from that and kind of reverse it and stretch this out all through here. So I lose my balance. If you really want to enhance that, you'll reach and try and touch your toe. And then we'll change legs. Again, making sure that knee doesn't collapse in, just holding it in line with that pinky toe. And then again, changing direction. You can work on balance by standing on one leg and holding that leg up. Kind of stretches out the quad there. Again with the other leg. Now normally I would hold this for at least 30 seconds. Your dog will either help you balance, which right now he is because of the direction he's pulling, or he'll knock you over. Did you find a treat? And then also stretching your arm. Now ideally your dog would be holding a sit stay or down stay through this, so this is a good time to practice those commands. But you also want to stretch your dog out. Come on, Barkley. So I'm going to do a few simple stretches with him. I call it doga, dog yoga. So starting off, let's see how he likes it. We're going to put my hands right underneath his armpits. And we're going to slowly lift him up. Now notice I'm not forcing him into any position. So I'm not forcing him to stand up. If he doesn't like it, then I won't do it. And be saying like, hey, that's enough, what are you doing? If your dog really is uncertain, you can lift one leg at a time. Barkley here says, let's play, let's do that. That sounds great. Then you can come back. Come on, Barkley. Yeah, I know. Oh, you're a maligator. You say, I want to eat everything. Come on, Barkley. You can come back and come to the tail end and lift up the rear. Good. Barkley. This is very unusual for him, so be careful with your dog. He doesn't like that so much right now. He might need to practice that, or he may just want to play, and that's okay. You want to play. Thank you. I know. Hi. But you can also off. He's like, shucks, come on. Thank you. You can also come in behind him, and if all of those stretches are too much, just kind of run your hands down his body. This is kind of my own moment. If you're doing yoga, you always have the end with the savasana where you're laying out. I'm not going to do that with him. I'm just running my hands down the length of his body and back. I know. No. He wants to play though. We didn't wear him out enough. A longer workout would be needed for Mr. Barkley. Safe. So again, just coming down over that back. Some mild to light pressure, but this is also going to give you a chance to really feel your dog and say, is there anything that's tender for him, anything that's tight? You kind of say, I don't know if y'all saw, but he had a little twitch back here. That's a sensitive spot for him. He might be a little ticklish. He may be experiencing a little bit of pain back there, which might be why he doesn't want to stretch out as much. And all that could mean is that he has some sore muscles and needs to stretch a little bit more. It might mean that he has a disc out of alignment. It's just kind of a way for you to assess your dog a little bit more. You can do that same thing, coming down the legs, really stroking through. And you can do that same thing. Now ideally you would have a toy on hand that I would have a toy on hand I could just give him to chew on instead of my hand. But you also massage his ears, calm him down a little bit. Oh, that's the spot. There you go. Oh yeah, that's the ticklish spot. Alright guys, that was a very brief very brief little workout that you can do with your dogs. You can lengthen it or shorten it however you deem necessary. Ideally, I would lengthen it. This is not enough of a workout for me or for Barkley, but I just wanted to show you a few things without taking an hour of your time. And like I said, we will have another follow-up video probably in a couple weeks on other things that you can do for a workout. These are just simple things to get you started, and if you have any questions, please don't hesitate to ask. Also, if you go onto our website, impossiblepups.com, we have a new website up. It just launched last night. So you'll get to see all sorts of updates, new pictures, meet our staff, and yeah, just have a good time with it. Also, keep following our Facebook page. If you haven't seen already, we are launching a tricks course and an online basic obedience class. So just a good way to get your dog started on some basic obedience and some fun things that you can do. And Barkley here will probably be learning some of those tricks because I think you really want to learn. Is that right? He's like, I don't know. Sure. All right, thank you so much, guys. Have a wonderful time. I hope to see you all soon.